dagat.
They begged our government, homie, not to give us this. Steve Jobs don't let his kid, they don't let their kid do this, homie. Most of the people who created this committed suicide. I've been fucked up. They begged them, homie.
They used the Bible to keep slaves subjugated.
Yeah.
Obey your master.
Yeah.
Obey, you know, that wasn't in there. They took out all the passages that related.
Has anyone ever seen the south coast of Antarctica? No one. No, yeah. And so that's a mystery of itself. Like, no one's ever been to the south coast of Antarctica.
Shed, you have two selves. You have the self that you think you are, and then you have the self that you actually are. And the concept of your journey is to basically...
Alright, y'all. Welcome back to the Foundation. A1 Luck here, and you tuned into The Awakening, a channel where each one teach one and the truth shall set you free. Now, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment, and also hype me up. Now, without further ado, let's get woke, people.
Dagat. Bye.
Acabado totalmente. Observen después el terremoto. Observen cómo quedó todo. Señores, grave la situación que estamos viviendo acá.
Hijo, qué grandeza de Dios, papá. 20 bebecitos. Dios es grande. Joda, vamos. Ahora tú, mi amor, es grande, no jodas. Sí, sí se pudo, mi amor.
They begged our government, homie, not to give us this. Steve Jobs don't let his kid, they don't let their kid do this, homie. Most of the people who created this committed suicide. I've been fucked up. They begged them, homie. But the pandemic hit. And we ain't been the same since.
Do you feel like this pandemic was
it was designed? It was. So Bill Gates then was about to be hit with the sex trafficking shit. Nigga, they released that on the world, nigga. He control our food. Nigga, he make fruit with no seeds. He controlled the population of the world, and nigga, he getting burnt fucking babies. Nigga, they put this on us. Everybody that put nigga his names is in them files. What they did, nigga, they isolated us. It made us become addictive. Our dopamine, this feeds our dopamine.
What files are you speaking of?
Niggas file we shouldn't be talking about. They didn't fuck no bill. They ain't fucking our kids. They fuck their babies. They nieces and nephews. Yeah. They friends. Nigga, racism finally prevailed.
So why do our black community care so much about the Epstein?
Because we white people, nigga, we have become our oppressors. We eat like him. We think like him. We hate like him. We have never been as hateful as we are. He was always hateful. We don't like Mexicans. We don't like our neighbor. That's always been him. When you look at the old cowboy western movies, the white boys unruly everywhere. He come in drunk. That's us. Hey, waiter. Yeah, that's us, nigga. We complain everywhere. We unruly. We are the white boy now. We eat at the same restaurants. We eat the same food. Hey, medium rare steak, please. Nigga, I'm black like the color. Nigga, we are him.
To tell y'all true story, be supposed to watch this video to the end. Something is going on in the desert. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go.
It's like shit is getting real now.
What do you mean?
So we're off north of our property a little bit, and we were looking for places that naturally hold water.
Okay.
We found this like little pond that's like north of an arroyo.
That's what's up.
And this thing is filled with kids' backpacks.
Those kids must have forgot their book bags on that field trip. Come on.
And there's like a mound here, and like
There's like other side
more backpacks.
wildlife activity,
Like if you dig down,
Okay.
it's like
there's backpacks.
No, it's not.
There's little kids' backpacks here.
No. Those are grown-up backpacks.
Like there are kids' fucking backpacks here.
Ain't no way. Come on.
I'm armed.
Yeah, like you got your arm.
We found a place out in the middle of the desert, north of our property, that has bones and boots and
What?
sorts of shit.
kids' backpacks.
Stop. Hey, man. Stop saying that.
This is getting really, really weird.
What you mean you found bones? Are you sure? Kids were on a field trip. They forgot their book bags. They was eating lunch. They had chicken. Those were chicken bones. Stop playing with me, son. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what that guy was talking about. Talking about he's in the desert fighting book bags and bones. He's talking about chicken bones because the kids were there eating before they left for their field trip and they forgot their book bags. Shut up! It's not a game, guys. What was that guy talking about? Do you know? Because I don't know what he's talking about. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game on you guys and you know what time it is. Shut up! That must have been a skit. Come on, bro. What show is that? Let me know. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game on you guys and you knew what's going on out there. You already know. Stay out the woods. Stay out the jungle. Stay out the desert. What are you doing there? Looking for water in the desert? I knew something was up. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game on you.
Alright, y'all. First 3 clips is crazy. I hope everybody turned out to be safe out there, but RIP for those that passed away. But Venezuela is going through a tough one right now. That is 2 earthquakes at the same time. Like, that's back to back. Like, that is crazy, y'all. And then as you can see in the last one, like, they pulling a little kid out the rubble. Damn, man, that's messed up out there, man. I don't know what it is, but I hope everybody, all those thousands of people missing, I hope they find them, man, please. But prayers go out to Venezuela, y'all. And then we got the 4th clip, man, basically saying, you know, we became our own oppressors, you know, you understand? Like, from being brainwashed so long, and the things that we've been brainwashed about is basically like we think like dumb now. We act like dumb, we eat like dumb, you understand? But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. Do you think, like most people, this is what the brainwash thing was about? Like, now we basically live like dumb, eat like dumb, think like dumb, you understand? Like, it's just a lot more negativity going on now. Like that's not our style right there. But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. And then the 5th clip, that guy that was looking for the water somewhere out there on this land in the desert somewhere, and then you run across a whole bunch of kids' backpack and I guess certain bones or something. Like, it's crazy. That's crazy. They need to look into that. They need to take forensics out there. They need to find out what's really happening, what really happened. Why is all them book bags there, and what really happened to them kids? But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section.
Someone has to do conspiracy correct. When you're doing conspiracy and believing in aliens, Project Bluebeam, most conspiracy people are fucking believing in aliens and dinosaurs. They don't even understand the shape of the earth. They don't understand the geocentric firmament system from the Bible. They want science. They love it because they grew up with NASA and their dad building rockets with them. Rockets are obelisks made to penetrate the dome of God. Operation Fishbowl Dominic. Dominic is of the Lord. Fishbowl of the Lord. And they're shooting rockets. Boom, boom, boom. Trying to penetrate some kind of dome. Well, what kind of dome? Think of a rainbow. It's dome shaped because it's reflecting off the dome. All the stars are fixed in place. That's why they spin counterclockwise. It's a snow globe, not a disc flying through space. Space is fake. All pictures of Mars, Jupiter, that's your religion. It's called heliocentrism. It's a Luciferian religion. Sun worship. Read your Bible, dude. The highest purchasing power we've ever seen with the highest depression and anxiety, and you don't want to go to your Bible right now? When are you going to go? When the barrel's at your head?
There is certainly a very serious program going on in intelligence circles as to whether or not there is a hybridization program and whether there are alien and human hybrids. And that is part of it. That is a current CIA program.
Well, speaking of hybridization people, the royals were, they apparently were quite keen.
Yes.
And interested.
Yes. So going back to my early days, to the 1970s, and to, I won't say our underground magazine, but our very good international scientific magazine, one of my tasks was to deliver a copy of the magazine to Prince Philip's equerry. And he received every copy. And I believe Lord Mountbatten was interested as well. And not only that, but Prince Philip had his equerry, Sir Peter Horsley, who was also interested in the subject, received Prince Philip's consent to interview some witnesses, in this country at least, at the palace.
Wow.
And so they'd hear of a case and they'd be asked to go to Buckingham Palace, and Sir Peter Horsley would interview them and pass on a report, no doubt, to Prince Philip. In fact, Sir Peter Horsley has actually written about that himself. A very real interest.
So the royals are involved and interested. The high-ups in politics are involved and interested.
I wouldn't say the high-ups in politics are. That's quite an interesting subject.
Well, the Israeli fellow and some
the Israelis.
Russians
I mean,
and
it's interesting to. That politicians, prime ministers, presidents, even the director of the CIA, are all regarded as temporary employees, and they are not automatically briefed by the intelligence services in relation to this subject, nor, if we're going back to the United States, our Congress, or even the Gang of Eight. The Gang of Eight, which is the core group of congressmen from the Senate and Congress who are supposed to be briefed on everything sensitive, receive very limited briefings. They have received some, but there's no automatic briefing, and not every president has been briefed as they should.
So who are these sort of shadowy elites in each country? I mean, we must have our own in Britain.
I'm not sure we do, actually. There's an interesting, and I, again, in Not for Disclosure, I go into the history of how the subject's been treated in this country, and it's very interesting. I can go back to the 1940s, shortly after Roswell. The Secretary of State, Secretary Forrestal, did actually brief a very high defense official in this country. And he then had another series of briefings with other senior Air Force officers. And that person came back, ordered an inquiry into flying saucers in 1950 by the Ministry of Defense, which was extremely secret. And following, the report says, following the American lead, only one copy of that report was printed. And it clearly never, ever was distributed to government, because there's an interesting memo from Winston Churchill to one of his ministers later in the 1950s, or early 1950s, saying, what does all this stuff about flying saucers mean?
2012, the Mayans wasn't bullshitting. The Mayans said it was some shit out there, and then suddenly the Mayans disappeared. Now, they tell us the Mayans disappeared because they can't find none of their fucking bones. But let me remind you that you can go to any motherfucking museum anywhere in the world, and they got a whole 62-foot dinosaur from his nose all the way to his nutsack and his toes 5 billion goddamn years ago. Had a little company, used to be in America, called NASA, standing for National Air Space Exploration. Take my word for it, niggas. It stood for going up there. Look at white people, that is not what it stood for at all. That would be NASA. We don't know what he's talking about. Fact of the matter is, NASA used to report to us, let us know what the fuck they was doing. And for 40 years, they spent $500 million a year sending space shuttles up, bringing them back down. And they used to let us see them when they took off. And then when they landed, we'd be right there and we'd say, show us what you got. Then they started doing sneaky shit. Taking off the space shuttles at 3 o'clock in the goddamn morning and shit. Landing them in the middle of the night, and if ain't nobody looking, they just walk off. Just shh. And now on CNN, they say they just discovered 16 new super Earths. 16 new super Earths. Now let me speak for all niggas when I say what the fuck. Here's a goddamn super Earth. We thought this motherfucker was super the whole goddamn time. Look at niggas, I don't believe none of this shit. It's true, niggas. They had it on CNN the same goddamn day I was on CNN. How the fuck could I have missed that? They put the shit right up under me, blew a nigga's whole high. Just 16 new supers.
Shed, you have two selves. You have the self that you think you are, and then you have the self that you actually are. And the concept of your journey is to basically shed all of the stuff, the self that you think you are, the self that you're used to. You have to shed all of that. That's why they say about a lot of humility, being humble by things. And the humility is not to bow down to other people. The humility is to humble yourself so that your soul can have free access to grow. But getting in contact with that real self by devaluing most things, pride and most things that make you think, that make you comfortable as a person that you have acquired since you've been on this earth. Because all that is just series of illusions. It's not even real. You have two selves. You have the self that you think you are, and then you have the self that you actually are. And the concept of your journey is to basically shed all of the stuff, the self that you think you are, the self that you're used to. You have to shed all of that. That's why they say about a lot of humility, being humble by things. And the humility is not to bow down to other people. The humility is to humble yourself so that your soul can have free access to grow. But getting in contact with that real self by devaluing most things, pride and most things that make you think, that make you comfortable as a person that you have acquired since you've been on this earth. Because all that is just series of illusions. It's not even real. You have two selves.
Y'all, the first clip, the flat earth theorist, you know, and then In this clip, he's basically saying like each time that rocket is launched to go to say they're going to the moon or to wherever, every time a rocket is launched, it's basically them trying to crack the firmament. You understand? And to this day, they still haven't gotten there. I guess this is why they have to keep on and keep on and keep on trying. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. Do y'all think every time a rocket is launched, this is what's going on? They just trying to find a way over and over to break through the firmament? Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. And then the second clip is basically saying about these hybrid programs as to where aliens and humans, I guess, you know, aliens and humans, you know, what's going on, and then to see what comes out of that, and then I guess they monitor and keep track of the, you know, whatever this hybrid being is now that they made from this human, from the aliens and the humans. But let me know how y'all feel about that. Do you think these programs is really out there? And it's crazy because that's a lot of other things that's to come that we haven't seen yet. Basically, if they are hybrid programs that's doing this, you understand? That means we have a lot to see in the future, people. But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. And the third clip, so it's Cat Williams, man. Cat Williams is a funny dude. You know, he's just bringing the truth like he always do. And the thing is, it's like the man's disappeared with no proof of nothing, but yet you have bones and down to toes and everything of dinosaurs from what, millions of years ago or something. Like, but you don't have not a pinky, a toe, not a bone, not a ligament, not nothing of the man's civilization. It's just completely vanished. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section, because that one's right wild. And then the fourth clip is basically transforming into your real self takes a lot, people. And this is the thing, the transformation that needs to happen right about now too anyway. Like, this is what we're going through, I guess, right now. It's like, it's two of you, you know, not saying it's two of you guys, but it's two of you basically, you know. It's the brainwash you, and it's the you that's trying to come out, trying to fight through that and really come out. Certain people suppress it because more brainwash, more suppression to the real you. But the more you learn and understand things, you understand the real you is coming to the forefront. But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section.
These Nephilim beings are in cooperation with the cartel, because these cartel, they're demonic organizations, and they seek these beings for power. And whether it's the selling of children, which is the whole Bell thing, that whole Moloch thing, all of that mess, or if it's drugs, which is the whole pharmakeia thing. They actually look to these beings for protection, for next level wisdom, for all those kinds of things. And while the church is just now catching up to this, these cultures have been a part of these things for forever.
Families traceable back to the Nephilim?
Yes, they keep their genealogies that go back into prehistory. They'll go back twofold, one to a Nephilim or a Rephaim patriarch or matriarch, and to one of the celestial mafia godfathers. So one of the fallen angels. And so they keep these genealogies forever. I mean, right from the beginning, they've kept them. So when Prince Charles, before he became King Charles III, he said he was descended from Vlad the Impaler, which is who Dracula is based on, the vampire movies. And Dracula means son of a dragon, with the A on the end, and it's rooted in Draconta and Dracont, meaning a watcher in Greek. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, because Vlad the Impaler is your typical noble Celt, your noble giant. He's red-haired, he's hazelite, pale-skinned, sensitive to light, educated at the mystery school in Austria, in Vienna, and he's of the bloodlines, and he takes his bloodlines back to a tribe produced by Hercules.
They used the Bible to keep slaves subjugated.
Yeah.
Obey your master.
Yeah.
You know, That wasn't in there. They took out all the passages
Sure.
that related to freedom and being free and being your own. They took out all of those.
Yeah.
And never put those back in. So I'm saying the Bible is not the Bible.
I mean, this is interesting, and I appreciate your take on it. I mean, I grew up, in a Muslim Christian household, so I grew up in, Muslim and then converted to Christianity. So I've got deep belief and deep roots, into the Christian faith. So this is interesting. I understand you and hear your perspective on it. I guess my last question to you is
King James Bible. King James was a homosexual.
He sure was. King James was
a homosexual.
King James is a homosexual.
King James was a gay.
I gotta do some research on here.
This is what I'm talking about. All these people.
Remember the Noah's Ark when he had 2 of each?
No, King James was gay.
2 men.
It was well known. It's well known. that King
Okay,
James
I've got some more. I've got some research to do.
So we're moving to fourth density. That means that the matter as we see it now, or lower vibratory energy, will vibrate to a higher level of manifestation. That means that it will have a much different meaning to you dealing with fourth density. Now, fourth dimension, that's a totally different thing. Because when you deal with the fourth dimension, you're dealing with the astral plane. This is one of the main places where you go when they call it dream or have your visions. This is one of the main places, or one of the classrooms that you go to in the universe to receive knowledge while you're here on the planet learning also. And so in dealing with fourth dimension, you're on a much higher level of manifestation. There is no time. That's why all things exist up there at one time, because the higher you go mentally, the slower and slower time as we see gets. So when someone is looking at this planet from a fourth, fifth dimensional, or however dimensional level above it, things seem very slow, frozen, no different than these books standing in one place. And this is how other entities have been able to, in so many words, manipulate life on this planet, because they understand the science of the dimensions. They know how to tap into different worlds, because they also have higher entities that work for their favor. In the universe, on the spirit world, you have your positive and your negative, just like it does when it comes down to this level. You always have the positive and negative. Without one, you cannot understand the other. Vice versa. That's the way it is. There's universal law. Don't take it up with me, take it up with the Creator. This is Earth, or Tiamat, which is one of its original names. Earth is a name responding or corresponding to any celestial or any body. So Jupiter can be called an Earth, but his name is Jupiter. We are an Earth, but it's called Tiamat. Another name is Terra, or terra firma, or Shan. Has so many different names depending on what scriptures you read, but it just ain't Earth.
Sugar inside of sugar cane is amazing. The moment you extract the sugar from the sugar cane is one of the most biggest neurotoxins on earth. It's actually more it's actually more intoxicating than cocaine and opiates. Sugar. And this shows you that we're not supposed to be playing God and isolating chemistry, because it's going to always upset something else. So something that we ingest is very bad. It would definitely be hydrogenized seed oils. If it come from a seed oil, do not cook with it, and definitely don't fry with it. And sugar. If we talking about what we lacking,
are we talking about, like, when you say seed oil, you're talking about like
grape
oil,
peanut oil, grapeseed oil, sesame seed oil. If it's a seed oil,
okay.
The thing now, avocado oil don't come from the seed of avocado; it comes from the flesh. Coconut oil it comes from the flesh of the coconut oil. Olive oil comes from the fruity flesh of the olive. These are oils that's safe, but you got to cook them in the right temperatures, because if you don't, then they will go to a smoke point, and then you will collapse the structure, and then they become very volatile and will run rancid as well.
All right, y'all. The first clip is crazy. Never really thought about it like that, but he's basically saying, like, most of these cartels, I guess some of these cartels, they when they pray or worship to who they worship to, basically, you might think, but in all reality, I guess they probably worshiping one of these Nephilims, or one of the fallens, as to why they keep trying to get the power out of it. And this is why, I guess, things end up the way it is, because they playing with certain spirits and certain fallens that been here. Now, you know, once you serve them, I guess this is what they do for you. They give you power in return of whatever you know, devastation, death, whatever negative thing you cause, and that's good enough for them. So now in return, I guess they grant you the power. I don't know. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. And the second clip is crazy. I don't want to go too much about that. I just seen it, so I put it in there about King James. But if anybody knew about King James, is this true? Like, was King James really in love with the same sex? And remember, anything in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. But was King James in love with the same sex? I don't know. I'm just asking. So if anybody knows, could you put it in the comment section, please? And then the third clip is basically him describing the fourth density and the fourth dimension. But it's crazy. That's a lot to get into, because the fourth density and the fourth dimension is like your level, your chakra level. Like your frequency have to be really high, you know, to experience what those levels and those dimensions got to offer, that density got to offer. If your frequency ain't, you know, that high, I guess you wouldn't be able to experience it, never. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. And then the fourth clip is Yaki Awakened saying that sugar, oh man, this is crazy, but sugar is more lethal than drugs, basically. You know, I don't want to say what, but he's saying sugar is worse than drugs for you. Sugar, like, it's crazy. But let me know if anybody know about this and how y'all feel about this, because sugar does a lot. The diabetes, the high blood pressure, it's so on and so forth that come from sugar, as you can see. But is the sugar really worse than the drugs? Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section.
There's spiritual forces invisible to us that are working through people in this world. And just because someone is a so-called Christian doesn't mean they're serving God. And just because someone is a Muslim doesn't mean they're serving the devil. There are non-powerful people who are Freemasons, but there are no powerful people who are not Freemasons. The Cornerstone Lodge in New York, which is a very famous lodge. People like Jay-Z, you know, go there and whatnot. It's it's
Jay-Z's a Mason.
Yeah, from my understanding, he was with that lodge as well, but higher than I was. It's an initiation to kind of what I felt was being observed and watched, and I know it was watched because after doing the first degree initiation, where you get the blindfold and the noose and all this stuff is online. I'm not revealing some secrets. All the phrases and things, you know, the geometry of it, where you have to walk, you know, certain directions and points and say certain things. All that's online now. It's public. But when you perform it ritualistically like a play, there are other forces that are not human that are engaging in the experience. And I know that because when I was leaving the lodge that night with my friend, we got a phone call, and it was an unknown number. And this sort of husky voice was on the phone, and he was like, "How was the meeting?" And I was like, "It's an interesting game you guys have going here." And it's like, And we were just talking a bit. He was saying a lot of things that were like biblical, you know, 40 days in the cave, some stuff that I didn't understand. But I knew that they were watching me because I was walking back to my apartment in New York. And I'm like, "Oh, so you're watching me?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, what am I doing?" He's like, "You're walking." So I stopped walking. And I'm like, "Oh yeah?" He's like, "Yeah, you stopped walking." And I was like, "Okay, it could be a guess, but let's just go, you know, continue the conversation, go upstairs." And I had like a gray shirt on and black pants. And after, you know, I started recording the conversation. The audio did not record subsequently, only the video recorded. But as I was recording this, it was this man's voice, and then it would be a woman that would take over. So it was like two voices. It was one as a man, one as a woman. And then she basically said, "Stop recording." And I was like, you know, I didn't stop. I would maybe like stop for a minute, then I turn it back on. And I had at that time I had it was a Islamic sword that I had as a necklace. And so I was taking my shirt off, and she's like, "Put your shirt back on." I was like, "Oh, you don't like this symbol, or what's wrong?" And it was like, "Put your shirt back on." And I'm like, we just continued to talk, but there were a few things that I remember distinctly, including her saying, "I'll leave you with this. You're wearing a gray shirt with black pants." So something had been observing me that night, and they continued to talk with me, and it was essentially, they texted me thereafter, and it was like, it went on for an hour or so, like off and on. My friend who took me there got really sick to his stomach. He was like vomiting actually after that, during that same time that I was on the phone. And he really was like physically out of it. And so I was conversing with these things for like an hour. And again, a lot of it was about the fallen angels, because this goes back to, again, the jinn, the unseen world, the idea that, remember, the book of Enoch talks about this, that the fall basically is not just Lucifer's, it's like Lucifer and the 300 or 3,000, the 300, I think, that fell. But a lot of it had to do with the origin of like how the angels fell in love with human women, right? That's the story of Enoch, was that they fell in love with human women, they had children, the Nephilim, the fallen ones, or also, I guess they're also fallen ones. And this whole bloodline war, basically, of like, fallen angels having children with human women and becoming like the great leaders of old, the men of renown. Men of renown, exactly. The leaders of the military and the emperors or kings of the time, royal bloodlines. So all this came up that night.
What's interesting is if you bring up that story from Enoch, and it's alluded to in Genesis 6 as well, people look at you like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Where does that come from? Is that like a David Icke concept or something? But then if you just assess it non-emotionally, that's pretty much every religion tells that story, including Christianity.
Right.
Jesus is the product of spirit and a human woman, God and Mary. So the Greek myths are the same.
Alexander his mother said that Zeus came to her.
Exactly. So I'm not, that's not proof, but it's certainly an indication this is not like a crazy new theory that David Icke thought up.
Not at all. And that's why I always say
it's like the basis of every religion.
Yeah, but that's why people get so, they want you to think about Icke as like he's the crazy guy. But that's why I studied history, because I wanted to say, no, Icke is just picking up on old traditions, and he's just listening to people that are telling him stories, which I think... You
can hear that story in any church in the United States every Sunday.
Exactly.
So it's not... Conceptually, it's not a departure from what people have thought for thousands of years, that there is the physical reality of actors from the spiritual realm impregnating human women.
Right. And going again, even the Anunnaki texts of the Sumerians before, which predates the Old Testament, talking about exactly this thing about the Anunnaki sky gods creating the first humans as their workers, and again, like the flood mythology comes from that.
That God was so displeased by the behavior of the Nephilim that he destroyed the world.
Right.
And their behavior that he specifically called out was violence.
Right. And eating of humans. The Nephilim did. Remember?
Really?
Oh yeah. The giants ate the humans. Do you remember?
That's in the book of Enoch.
It's in one of them. It's either, I thought it was in the Bible, but it's definitely in Enoch then, because that was the issue, that the giants were eating people. So this, then takes us to the very, present day of, when the lore around demons drinking human blood, or like, demon possessed humans drinking human blood, Dracula mythology, right?
Yes.
This is all, it's drawn upon the old world, but when Hunter S. Thompson talks about adrenochrome and people say, oh, he made that up, and I go, yeah, except I talked to a military intelligence guy who goes, adrenochrome is real, because it comes across our messaging boards all the time. Adrenochrome is being trafficked into the country.
So adrenochrome is a compound from the human adrenal gland. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, my understanding is it's like an adrenaline. Basically, it's adrenaline that gets secreted and from like obviously adrenaline from anxiety, from stress,
fear.
from fear, and it's it's something specifically that is being used for as a drug, or is it is it demonic food? I don't know. I mean, it's not something that I've personally experienced, but it's like we're connecting the ancient world to the modern world, and it seems to be if it's one long thread, we can't just ignore that.
I'm in the trenches with women that are able to now be honest about where the fuck they went wrong, how their mama programmed them wrong, how her mama programmed her wrong, how we don't know our history, how we don't read, how we being conditioned by the internet to just make vanity and femininity lies, any idea of how the fuck we look and how many niggas we can lay down with and the pussy be good. I'm in the trenches with this shit. Half of y'all wake up, you go to work, and that's all you do is tend to your bills. You don't know what the fuck going on out here. Don't just stand next to the college graduate, stand next to that killer too. You created that too. Stand next to that too and ask yourself what was going on, because you can name all the stuff that was going on that influenced your son that went to college and did well for himself. Why you can't sit down and name the areas where you were a part of this nigga wheels turning in the opposite direction? Because you can't be accountable. That's comparing apples to oranges. No, it ain't, bitch. No, it ain't. Y'all raising them by y'all motherfucking self. That's what y'all say y'all want to do. Y'all encourage these young girls to keep having babies with no daddy in the picture at all. Y'all make them think it's the righteous thing to do. Y'all be in baby shower photos by y'allself. No man in the picture. What type of motherfucking message do you think you sending to the youth? And then when a bitch say be accountable for how these motherfuckers turn out, y'all want to do maternity pictures when they in your stomach. Y'all want to do baby videos. Y'all want to post a child when they small. As soon as them niggas start murdering everybody in the community, as soon as them niggas start making it where their life goal is to be a kingpin, as soon as them niggas start knocking the shit out of teachers and shit, y'all don't want to be nowhere to be found. You'll be behind the scenes trying to do what you can, but when a bitch say step up and put your hand up and say I played a role in that, y'all, you can hold me accountable. Say anybody that got any advice for what I could have done different or what I could do different or how I could talk, y'all don't want to do that. Let me let my community hold me accountable, because my community got to experience this motherfucker. Y'all always tell the bitches, yo, why you in my business? Why do you care? Bitch, because it be us dying at the hand of these crazy motherfuckers y'all raising. Y'all don't want to hear shit. Nothing. You get on the internet and you talk loud about I raised them by myself. Daddy ain't do nothing. Okay, so if you raised them by yourself, daddy ain't do nothing. That means the way that motherfucker turned out, you are the main person we should come get. Come on in here and sit down with him. Come on in, they ought to have y'all motherfuckers alongside these niggas in interrogation rooms. They ain't got to lock you up with them, but they should have you right there so you can experience the process. It'll teach you bitches to stop perpetuating this motherfucking cycle of us doing it by ourselves. Niggas need to step up. Men need to be involved. They need some of the credit too. They need to be around. Then when these kids turn out fucking lost and crazy, got all these deficiencies and issues, now you want to say, oh, that was them. I raised them the best I could. I taught them how to do the right thing. I bet, could it be a possibility that you thought you did, but because you have nobody that you allow to hold you accountable or tell you what the fuck you need to do better, that you got it wrong? It can't be that, can it? It just can't be that. No, it can't. That's too much fucking accountability.
Alright, y'all, at this point in time, basically first clip with Freemason, and the powers that be. But see, the thing I don't understand is certain people use this Freemason to make it look good, and then I don't know, like certain people make it look bad. Is the Freemason something good or something bad? Like what are like the Freemasons is like when they say you get to the 33rd level of the 30, like is it that the Freemasons is just a lodge for power and that's it? Everybody hold on each other. We all got power. Once you're in this lodge, we all take care of each other, and that's that. Like does it really, is it a good or bad thing until you reach these levels that you gotta reach to? Or once you're at the ground level, it's just, I guess, normalized until you reach them levels? I don't know, but let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. The second clip, it's basically to see another woman sit talking about like the way things are going out there with the women and their kids, as to where a lot of them is being single parents, and it's like I don't know. It's like I don't know if is it the brainwashing, the systematic way that making them push away the men, or is it the brainwashing the men that's going to jail and certain things going on, so you can't be there But I don't know. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. For all my women out there.
Has anyone ever seen the south coast of Antarctica? No one. No. Yeah. And so that's a mystery of itself. Like, no one's ever been to the south coast of Antarctica. But as the ice capsules are melting, and I'm not making a comment on global warming here or not, but like, because that can be controversial, but as the ice capsulages are melting, it's revealing a lot. So they found these two kayakers that were kayaking in Antarctica. They wanted to be the first to kayak through a river that opened up. They came across these massive statues. I posted a video on this. These massive statues that have been under the ice for all these years. The crazy thing is, they're like, are these Greek? Are these Roman? Or are these Egyptian? So it looks like ancient civilizations had a connection to Antarctica, and for sure the world governances are hiding stuff there.
So what did they establish it is? Is it Egyptian? Is it Roman? Like, what is it?
We think it's Roman.
They think it's Roman.
We think it's Roman. Like, the Egyptians traveled more of the world than we think, and so most stuff we come across is Egyptian. But this one was Roman.
Also, I heard that when you fly over Antarctica, and obviously I don't know, I'm just hearing all these stories, but I keep hearing about this story that there's a big hole.
Yeah.
Is that real or not real?
I think it has something to do with the south coast of Antarctica. So I'm trying to get down there ASAP, but as I mentioned, I'm just so busy. Like, I don't even, I don't want to repeat. Like, I don't have time to whistle. I'm just so busy.
You can tell if a person has a soul or not by what they venerate musically, by way of their music taste. Like, hypothetically speaking, a person who just listens to trap music 24/7, 365, get the fuck away from them, because they cannot fathom the immensity of soulful music, because they don't have a soul. They're not going to understand the grateful dynamics of John Coltrane, Miles Davis, Sade, Erykah Badu. They're not going to understand the complexities of that musical tones and frequency, because they're disconnected. Jazz and neoclassical music is how you activate the serpent mind, because it's the language of the universe. When you go to wealthy people's homes, they're not listening to NBA YoungBoy, Sexy Red, Pooh Shiesty, Gucci Man, Young Jeezy, Drake, Jay-Z, none of that. Because one thing you gotta understand about the instrumentation when it comes to classical music and jazz music, it has a certain energetic frequency and vibration that has the ability to create manifestation. When you look at the word instrumental, the word mental is in there for a reason, because jazz and classical music is what gets the mind clicking in the form of manifestation. It opens up portals. This is why your ass can't manifest, because you're energetically out of balance, because you're listening to music that throws you off tone and frequency that interconnects you to the space-time continuum. To manifest intrinsically, you got to listen to neoclassical music and jazz music lightly in the background, because it's going to stimulate both hemispheres of the brain of what I call the corpus callosum, because it's going to create those neuron fibers to the point where the neurons is able to interface with the ethers and create physical manifestation. So you got to step away from the trap shit. You got to stop being one-dimensional. Everybody on the planet thinks the same, listen to the same music. Just be different for once a time in your life. Listen to some classical music. Listen to some jazz music. You know what I'm saying? Just because you was brought up on certain shit don't mean you gotta keep doing the same shit.
What about bitch? I could have sworn that was started on the plantation.
Was it?
Damn. Of course.
I thought it was for animal. I thought bitch was a female dog.
And what did they call our women on the plantations? Bitch, female dog. What did they call our men on the plantation? Nigga. And what are the two most popular pejorative words in the American African vernacular? Bitch and nigga. And you're going to tell me that this doesn't have its origin on the plantation? Come on, fellas. If it bark like a dog, if it walk like a dog, if it look like a dog, it's a dog. Like stop using it and come up with your own words.
All right.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When you put those two words together, they even more powerful.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Okay.
You see with our black women, they did the same thing we did.
Yeah.
We took nigger and tried to remix it into something positive, and guess what they did? They took bitch, and they think they're remixing it into something positive. So you got all these white kids across America who never been around black people watching black women call each other bitches and watching black men call each other niggers. And guess what? When they get 35 years old and they get elected to the U.S. Congress, they get 45 years old and they become president of the United States, they get 28 years old, finish law school, and become a prosecutor for the city of Atlanta, guess who they gonna be locking up? And for why? You the same ones who called yourself niggas and bitches. So you know where you belong? In jail. What am I point? My point is we are helping the world criminalize black people with the way we criminalize each other.
They getting you? I have a full suit in my truck. It's like I have a 4X and a 5X. Yep. Okay. The truck's open and they're in that back seat.
Let me go bring these three.
Y'all, the first clip is crazy because I always wondered about this. You understand? Like when we always talk about Antarctica, and everybody goes there. Most people that go there, they only show you one angle. You never see, like, if it's a continent, that means you're supposed to be able to approach this continent from any which way, any side. You understand? But it's always being approached from one side, one angle. You always get. And like he said, why is it that the South Coast has never been shown and never been approached from an angle to say, okay, they came in from the south side? Instead, it's always the same angle, the same approach. You know, let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. And then the second clip is asking, like, I don't know, but I mean, it shows sometimes. It's like, if you only listen to trap music as they have out there, only, I mean, it's obvious that that's gonna brainwash you, and that, like, it's not saying you don't have a soul, you had a soul, but yet too much of the trap music and too much of you're brainwashing yourself. You're brainwashing yourself over and over and over. And now that takes away the soul, I guess, as to where now you become more on a negative side of things, you know. But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. And a lot of this music ain't no good anyway. A lot of it, you know, we need to music, period, unless we tune back the frequency to the right proper frequency and the hertz is supposed to be. The music ain't really going to hit the way it's supposed to do or do what it's supposed to do for you energetically, you know. But let me know how y'all feel about that. And the third clip is like, do we need to stop degrading ourselves? Basically, that's basically it. Like, you know, like, I know whatever bad situation we try to flip it, turn to go, but is it true that we need to stop using these words though, like the N word and the B word towards the females, and now the females made it such a, they good with the term, and you know, they don't see it as nothing, but yet we don't need these terms or these labels anyway on us at all, I don't believe. But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. And the fourth clip is that truck that spilled thousands and thousands of bees. Now it's showing, I guess, where the bees ended up. And they swarming, people land in Texas, like they is swarming. That is crazy. But I guess once you got the proper, you know, make some honey, people, get rich, I guess, get some money, make some honey out there. I don't know, but let me know, because that's crazy. And to get rid of those bees, I don't know what it takes, but that's a lot of bees. You know how y'all feel about that.
When it comes to the twin earthquakes in Venezuela, you got to understand that physical destruction is facilitated by spiritual energy that's transmuted from the cosmos. So you had two twin earthquakes. You had a 7.2 and a 7.5 in the geographical landmass of Venezuela. So one thing you got to understand is that you have a matriarchal energy that's hitting the planet, which creates sedimentary rock formation, and it activates the tectonic plates, which is also interfacing with the chakras of planet Earth. The vibrational frequency of planet Earth is starting to rise because when you pay attention to the ecological systems of nature, you will see that nature is basically fighting back, because in Texas, you had 23 million bees were basically released after a 18-wheeler crashed. So bees are basically the symbology of the activation of the matriarchal energy. It's talking about the activation of nature, which leads to a ecological humanitarian crisis in the future. With all that shit being said, this is the Great Awakening period, so you have to have the ability of delineation. You have to understand the diametrical difference between a governmental earthquake that's engineered and one that's being activated by nature. So pay attention to nature. Nature is going to speak to you just like the bees are.
You and I and everybody listening existed before they came through their mother's womb. Why is there evil? This is the answer the Lord has given me about that. There are two laws being applied against humanity: the righteous law of affliction and the unrighteous law of affliction. God says, He said, that He knew us before He laid the foundations of the world. That means you and I and all of us here existed before the world was. And to know somebody is to know them as a unique person having a unique identity. The critical problem with humanity is they don't know who they are. They're struggling with their own sense of identity. The identities that we have today are collective to this fallen world and to the best attempts of our parents to form in us an identity. Jesus came to the world in order to reestablish us with ourselves as we were before the foundations of the world. When God created the angels as He created us, the sons of God, He gave us free will. And without free will, you cannot love or be loved. Now, the problem with humanity is that we see life by one dispensation, this fallen world. But understand, you and I and everybody listening existed before they came through their mother's womb.
You will never die. You need to prepare for life after death. If you die with mental addictions to lust, food, and power, you will reincarnate. You need to detach from all worldly pleasures, which is why the Bible says, do not love this world nor the things it offers you. When you die, you go into the astral plane. This is the realm of imagination. This is where thought forms manifest into things. When you die with mental addictions to worldly things, you will be manifested as a demon in the lower astral planes. In the physical plane, you can cover this up, but in the astral, you will manifest whatever you think. The 7 deadly sins are 7 internal states that make you reincarnate after death. Society is molded so that you get addicted to materialism so that you reincarnate. The life and death cycle is manifested every single day, with day and night or even the winter. Everything dies in the winter and then is born again in the summer. This is a microcosm of life and death. Physical is phi cycle. Phi is the torus field. The torus field creates physical matter. It's the cycle of the torus field. And this is merely the surface. If I told you that your body, your thoughts, and even time itself are all part of a hidden system designed to keep your soul in a constant cycle, every religion, number, and symbol you have ever encountered is part of a larger map, one that does not point outward but inward. This book decodes and reveals the connections the system does not want you to see. It's called Book of Wisdom, and it's on sale now, cheaper than when I bought it. Here's the link, go check it out.
Alright, y'all, for the first clip, I was basically trying to more understand what he's saying, but yet for what I got out of it, it's basically like, I guess the frequency is changing out there, so this is what's causing the twin earthquakes, or what caused those 2 earthquakes that happened back to back, or basically it was actually like 4 earthquakes all around, but it's because of the frequency is changing, and this is like nature showing you that frequency is changing, and this is one of the way it shows it, I guess. I'm not sure, but if y'all do know better, let me know in the comment section. And the second clip, basically, I don't know, like, did we exist before, like, spiritually, before birth, like before we got here through the womb and birth, did we exist some way spiritually before this? I don't know, but y'all let me know in the comment section, because I got a lot of woke people out there that be in this comment section. But let me know about that. Like, do y'all think the spirit was, before the birth, and this is how we come into this dimension, but yet our spirit was still basically alive somewhere else, in another dimension, I guess? But let me know in the comment section. And then the third clip, this guy is basically saying, you'll never die, you understand? It's just, if you're going to get your frequency levels up to go to the next level, I guess keep doing this over and over. You keep reincarnating. If you don't never wake up or ride your frequency to a certain level, I guess you just come back here and repeat it until you learn, I guess. I don't know, but let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section.
Because of the time cycles that we're in, they have until the year 2012 to get control over the portal system on this planet. If they don't do it by then, they're not going to have the opportunity to do it. So right now, between now and 2012, the intruders are trying to set up a couple of agendas here. Their first area of interest is in getting us under control on a mass level without us knowing it. Basically, they're setting up what's called a frequency fence. And they have studied for about, for maybe 30 years trying to figure out exactly what frequencies to use in order to harness our perceptions. Once we're under a frequency fence, they can project what's called a holographic insert. It's like a 5-sensory hologram. This could be a holographic insert, and we wouldn't know the difference if we were under a frequency fence. It makes a whole global population very easy to control. You can make them see, think, feel, or whatever, anything you want to. And that's one of the things the intruders are trying to do. The Guardians, of course, are having their counter strategy. This cannot be allowed to happen, because if it does, we have a problem when we pass through our double, because the grid vibrates too low, because the frequency fence hampers the resonance rate or the frequency rate of the planet, not just the people. So the Guardians have to get us out of this time continuum now. So we're in the process now of learning the energy techniques and how they apply to our bodies.
Next time y'all call me, it better be for something easy, like faking a moon landing. Okay.
Now that one was kind of interesting. That was interesting. You see what was... I see where you're going, and the pool table is the earth. That's why it's green. Oh, see, your shit is coming out now. And the world, they used to think it was flat. Screw him.
May be flat, but it's always changing. So many sins from topics that are ranging.
Noon shadow moon, casting cold light like water over the flat earth of my face.
The Stairway to Heaven. A fully electronical lantern bright enough to illuminate the very celestial firmament above.
All of history before 1600 has been falsified. It's all fake. This is from a guy who is a legendary screenwriter, Roger Avery. He said that all of history before 1600 has been falsified. It's all fake. All of history has been changed. About 1,000 years have been added to the timeline in order to justify land claims. He says that the Vatican, the Romanovs, and other powerful organizations allegedly colluded to erase a massive civilization called the Great Tartaria. Visible on countless old maps, along with the Mongols and the Huns. He said that Rome actually fell in 1600, and he said here, when you see how history is constantly being rewritten in real time, it's not so hard to believe. Isn't it? Isn't it, Roger? Isn't it?
I think the worst part about social media is people can be whoever they want you to believe they are. Don't nobody post the real them.
Shout out G. Craig Lewis.
They only try to post the real them. They only try to post realness about other people, not themselves. Social media lets you do that, and you get used to seeing that. The more time you spend on there, the less time you spend, not just with God, but on yourself. Yes, sir.
Great Mother, help us! We beg you! The people are dying! I call upon the warrior mother. You are our only hope.
Alright y'all, we reached the end of the video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Remember, everything in this video was for educational and entertainment purposes only. And please do hype me up now, y'all. Before we leave, I'd love to leave y'all with a few words. Who can hear must feel. Those that feels it, knows it. And once you know better, you do better. And the truth will always set you free. I'm out.